Hey everybody, welcome back to North Knives. I'm gonna do a little test today. I've got this Bark River. This one happens to be the Little Creek. As you can tell, it's in Magna Cut, and they do a really nice job with convex grinds on their blades in general. This is a really little knife. It's got kudu knife handles. I love this blade. I really do. Pocket sheath, I can't really front pocket carry it conveniently just yet. I'll probably find a way to make that happen. I just can't put too much tension on it. Otherwise it will never come out. But I can still belt carry it just fine. It's a really small blade. But I've been curious. I know that I can feather stick with this decently, but what I wanted to compare it against was this Reef knives. This is the Reef knives. This is the RangeWolf. And the RangeWolf has done really well for me. I've cut up a lot of game with it. Actually, both of these have done animals at this point, and I'm really happy with both of them. This is a little better for animals, to be completely transparent. I can tell it just slices meat better, and it's kind of designed that way. This is G10 G10 handle scales. Kind of a combination of black and orange. And then with a kudu, just a smaller blade, bigger blade. But this is a flat grind. And what I'm really curious about is, can I feather stick equally well? It's one thing I have to do once or twice a week is just get some feathers together, prepared for a fire, like at this wood stove I'm at right now. And I never take the time to make the most, elegant or beautiful feather sticks you've ever seen. It just needs to be functional. But I want to take a little bit of time and see, can I be equally proficient with the flat grind that is this thin for an EDC task as I can with the convex grind? I'm actually not sure, so in real time, we will find out. I've had plenty of experience with both styles of blades, but I've never put these two head to head to find out which one, kind of feels more superior, because I think they're both really good. Actually, I'm very pleased with these blades. Hopefully you can see that okay. Maybe what I'll do is I'll come in a little closer and focus on this. Can I do that? There we go. All right, so I'm working on the same one here. It's a little awkward of how I'm holding it. Should be able to still produce a decent feather stick. So it is very thin, and I'm paying attention to the angle, because if I get too aggressive with the angle, this is thin and it will really dig out a large piece of wood. It'll bury itself into the fibers pretty well. Handle's very comfortable. Reef knives in general, I'm actually gonna pop it right here. Reef knives in general places a lot of time and emphasis on their knife handles. Okay, so there's something I know I can hit that with a feather stick. I didn't have to try extra hard. It'll work just fine, and I know that this can strike a ferro rod. I would call that decent. Not the most amazing and not the biggest, but it would work for what I needed to do. I'd get 10 of these together and I could get a fire started. Very comfortable, even with a broad blade. It was really not difficult. Some people like a more narrow blade, but now let's try it with this guy. And I want to give it a fair chance here, so I'm actually going to go on a new spot and give it kind of a clean start the way that the other blade had. Let's bring it in a little closer and we'll see what this one can do. Okay, let's see. Right away, I'm retraining myself on the angle because this also wants to bite. And because it's more narrow, it is changing. It's changing the angle that I'm addressing the wood at, and it's making, the small handle is making a little bit more fatigue, knife handle fatigue. My hand is getting sore. Let's change this. I'm gonna aim the camera different. All right, so I know I don't have perfect scientific level controls here, but I'm just trying to get a fair balance for myself, my understanding. Can I do, about as good, equally as good, better than the flat grind with this convex? I'm very used to convex grinds. I've had plenty of them over the year, plenty of V grinds over the year, and flat grinds. I'm gonna say The edge itself is not the issue. I think it's the leverage point I'm having with such a small blade and not much to fill my hand. It's a little bit more difficult. Something that I can do to try to alleviate that is to fix the blade against my leg. This might give me a different kind of control. With a little bit of practice, I can do better this way than I can with our standard feather stick, because the stick in my hand is much longer than the knife edge. So just leverage and control. Simple principles, really. This one's definitely digging in. It's biting a lot deeper than I did with the flat grind. Not necessarily a problem. I can still strike this and get these to go. It just takes a better spark because they are thicker. Let's go ahead and just pop that one at this point. I'll take that half. So here's kind of what I came up with just in that brief time in that demonstration. The Reef knives was much, I would say it's easier because of the longer handle. I felt like I had better blade control too, even though it's technically a larger blade than what I came up with for the Bark River. The Bark River still makes a nice feather stick, as you can tell, lots of curls in there. They're thin enough, but just the leverage point, that's kind of what it came down to for me, is having just a little bit more handle. A little bit more handle was actually pretty important to controlling the blade adequately and then getting a good feel for the wood. This is, if it was more broad of a handle, I think I could do just as well. I think I could do just as well with this as I can with this. But the broadness of the handle contributes to control and dexterity in lots of ways. And I have XL size hands. If you have small size hands, this is probably still really easy to use, but I would venture to guess that even if you have small size hands, you would also do even better with a little guy like this. So much of this comes down to practice and what you're used to and all that. Since I'm used to both, it was a pretty fair test in my opinion, just to see what I could do on the spot with the same piece of wood, trying to give a fighting chance to both. But I really like both these blades. That's why I carry them both. I tend to EDC this more when I'm actually going to need to use a blade to cut up stuff and do some, more functional work. And then if I'm just going into town for a little bit, I don't mind carrying this guy around. It's really neat. It is a fancy blade. I mean, you can't get over those kudu handles. At least I can. I think they're awesome. And the fit and finish is really good on this blade. Both of them are Magna cut, but this one just feels a little bit more limited than running the Reef knives RangeWolf. And so that's why this one is in my pocket most often. If you want to see more on either of these blades, go ahead and comment down below what you want to see. Maybe you want me to retest and try some different controls, do something different. Maybe watch my channel and you see all the other blades, like these are not the only 2 fixed blades I carry, and you want to see something else compared to these. We can throw another one in the mix or get rid of these and try some different ones altogether. If you just want to see some live tests like that, where I put it to the test and there's no second piece of wood, there's no second attempt, I'm just going to do the best I can right off the bat, I will definitely make that video for you. And again, thank you to Reef Knives for being a great supporter of the channel. Huge fan of these blades. I do have a review on this already. If you didn't watch that, go ahead and watch it right here.